Shalom. This is Yahweh Batazah. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to all you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth, striving for the whole full elect, enduring afflictions and seeking out your own salvation with fear and trembling. I'm coming back again with another video. Lord willing, will be edifying and encouraging for you brothers out there and sisters that may be, struggling with certain things, as we all have in this ministry, in this truth, in this world, in these bodies, just as all the prior servants before us suffered and endured hard afflictions, and primarily our main example is Yahweh Shai. But it's not going to be too long of a video. I want to jump into it real quick. This is in the book of Colossians 3, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "If ye then be risen with Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, seek those things which are above, where Yahweh Shai HaMashiach sitteth on the right hand of the Most High, the Father Yahweh. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth." Right? So you don't set your eyes or your focus or your mind or your desires upon things that are on the earth, because the things that are upon the earth are temporal, and we know this, that we know that earthly things are temporary. They fadeth away, and they don't bring anything but temporary gratification, enjoyment, but it's temporary. It's not everlasting as the spirit that is contained in the scriptures, the promises, the covenants. Okay. Verse 3, "For you are dead, and your life is hid with Yahweh Shai HaMashiach and the Most High, the Father." All right, so you're supposed to be dead into the world. You ain't supposed to keep one foot in, one foot out. That's why in the book of Revelations, Yahweh Shai, the angel, is telling John through the Spirit that being lukewarm, the Lord is going to spew out of his mouth, because you're neither hot nor cold. Okay, there's no gray area. It's either black or white. And there's some things that you have to work through and maneuver, but more or less when it comes to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you have to choose a side between good and evil. Just like when Joshua said, for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. Okay, so and that's a beautiful scripture that's going to get into the point that I want to prove here in a bit. It says, when Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. Right? And that's what we're all hoping and waiting for, is that we're all going to be caught up in the chariot and salvation, everlasting salvation, with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and the brethren, the 144,000, and the great multitude that follow it. That we're all redeemed, that we're redeemed from the great destruction that is going to come upon Great Babylon, which is aka America. Verse 5, "Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil, concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. For which things sake the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience, and in the which you also walked sometime when you lived in them. But now you also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on now the new man, which is renewed in the knowledge after the image of him that created him." Right, after the knowledge of Yahweh Shai, which created him, who was the Father Yahweh. Okay, now there's that scripture in verse 5, Colossians 3 and 5, and it says the word mortify. I'm on the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and I looked up the word mortify, Salakia. It says, I'm going to go to the second definition in the app, the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says to subdue or deaden the bodily appetites, etc., especially by abstinence or self-inflicted pain or discomfort. The third definition is to destroy the strength, vitality, or functioning of. Okay, so that more or less is a commandment, is that we are to mortify, deaden the body, because the body, it desires gratification, pleasure, lusts, things of that nature, the appetites that are not conducive to your salvation, that could be detrimental to your salvation in your walk. So you want to mortify those things. You want to deaden those things within the body. Okay, and that's through fasting, through prayer, through doing the work with by way of going out to the highways and the byways, making videos, things of that nature, studying, reading, staying occupied in prophecy. But it also becomes, comes with discipline within your own self. You have to combat those thoughts. You got to set a discipline upon your own mind. You have to discipline yourself. Wisdom will go so far and meet you in every thought, but you have to apply yourself as well. So to mortify a thing is to deaden it. Okay. Some of the synonyms is like discomfort, confound, embarrass, rattle, fluster, phase. Okay, so in a sense, you gotta, like it says, the synonym is to confuse. So you gotta confuse yourself, confuse your body, your thoughts, your appetites, and turn it to serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Let me get this other scripture, which we all know, but it's still very important to bring out, which all the scriptures are. This is Matthew chapter 6 verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, where thieves break through and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Right? Because that's where you're setting your affections on things above. Your heart, your mind, lab. In the Hebrew, the mind is lab, which is referring to the mind. You're gonna set your thoughts upon heavenly gifts, desires. Okay? Not upon things on the earth that are gonna, like I said, corrupt. They're gonna meet corruption. Women can bring corruption. Okay? Alcohol, different types of behaviors that one may possess or have a hold on one can bring corruption. Okay? And distort your thoughts, the way of thinking, the way you maneuver, the way you move in this life. In your walking in the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you gotta cast those things away and set your affections upon things above. All right. Let me see. Let me keep reading down Matthew 6 and 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The light of the eye, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? Okay? So you want to keep your eye focused on the light. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 29. If thine right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not thy whole body should be cast into hell. Okay, so you got to mortify your members and put away all those attributes that are only serve the body, the flesh, which we know that the spirit and the body are contrary to one another. Okay, it don't serve the spirit. You got to put yourself in subjection into the Most High. Okay, and cast away the worldly thoughts, the worldly things of that nature that are not to your benefit. It's only to the benefit of the flesh. I'm going to bring this scripture out and end it here. This is Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8, verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit. If so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now if any man have not the Spirit of Yahushua Mashiach, he is none of his. And if Yahushua Mashiach be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Spirit is life because of righteousness. But if the Spirit of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Yahushua Mashiach from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his Spirit that dwelleth in you. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors not to the flesh to live after the flesh. For if we live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if you through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, you shall live. So with that, I hope it was edifying, brothers and sisters. May Yahweh Shai be with you, bless you, protect you. Much love and respect to all you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth. You know, presenting your bodies a living sacrifice, enduring afflictions, and until the end. You know, we're here. So with that, Shalom.